it made it. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this, it's because I'm actually in Hawaii right now for a separate work trip, but the lovely folks over at Honor sent this all the way around the world just so I could have a little unboxing and first look. There are not many people who have their grubby little paws on this guy, the Honor Magic VS. And if you recall, back in January 2022, they launched the Magic V, their first folding phone, but now we've got the upgraded VS, and I am very excited about this. So on the side here, I can see I've got 512 gigs of storage, 12 gigs of RAM, color is cyan, dual SIM, and it's not for sale because this is a review sample. Although I should say I can't fully review this just yet. This is a pre-release, very early model, and actually it runs Honor's new Magic OS software, which I can't really do anything with. So this is very much just a hands-on first look at the hardware of their new folding phone. Okay, let's get this unboxed. And I can tell you this is the very first time I have seen this, so I'm very excited. All right, so we've got the phone there. Let's put that to one side for a second. Underneath, SIM card ejector. Then we have this protective case, and I guess this is also cyan, so it'll match the phone. Let's try it in a second. Got a little USB-C to USB-A cable. And then finally, we've got the charger. This is Honor's 66-watt supercharger. So let's get this off. Ooh, look at that. I wasn't sure really what to expect. This is the first time I've seen it, held it. I actually didn't manage to review the Honor V. This is my first play with an Honor folding phone, and it is lovely, actually. It's a familiar design to, say, the Galaxy Z Fold 4 with the main tablet screen on the inside and the cover screen on the front, but I think this is a lot nicer. Firstly, as you can see, there's basically no gap when it's folded closed, which is very nice. And also, listen to that. Ooh. So what makes this different? Well, there's a few things. Firstly, as I say, this cover screen, the aspect ratio, wider than most foldable phones, so it feels a lot less like a remote control and it's a lot more comfortable to use. That's my biggest gripe with most foldables, is that the front screen is too narrow, the main tablet screen is too big for everyday use, that it lacks that sort of Goldilocks screen. I think this is much closer to it. So this is 21:9, much taller, but actually if you do hold it landscape, it's kind of nice for watching movies as well, but the inside main tablet screen is 23.1:9, so much more square orientation, great for having multiple apps side by side. Obviously you are going to get fairly chunky black bars if you are watching videos or movies in widescreen, but then as I say, you could go back to the front cover screen for that. And also this external screen has thinner bezels than pretty much any other foldable as well, including the Galaxy Fold 4. Also, this is the lightest folding phone you can buy. Actually, it's significantly lighter than even the Magic V that came out earlier this year. We're talking just 261 grams, that's down from 293, and also just 12.9 millimeters thick, down from 14.3. And the fact that it does fully close and there is not really any gap there means it's not as chunky in your pocket, which of course is a big issue with foldable phones. So thinner, lighter, and somehow they've managed to squeeze in an even bigger battery, 5,000 mAh, which means this has the biggest battery of any foldable phone. As for the hinge, they've actually managed to reduce the number of components from 92 in the original Magic V earlier this year down to just 4. That's 96% fewer components. They've also tested the folding mechanism for, well, the equivalent of a 10-year life, and that's if you're doing 100 folds per day. You might also be able to notice, if you look really closely, that we have antenna lines on all 4 sides, which means this should be really good at picking up that 5G signal. We also get dual speakers, which are IMAX Enhanced certified. Symmetrical design, you can't really feel the crease too much at all. It's not bad, I'd say it's comparable with the competitors. So 3 cameras on the back with a 54 megapixel main lens, a 50 megapixel ultra wide which doubles as the macro, and an 8 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, and we also get a flicker sensor. Then we have a selfie on the front screen, and then a 5th camera sensor right here at the top right on the tablet screen. Sadly, it's not an under-screen camera like we have on the Samsung rival, but the downside of that is the quality is pretty rubbish actually. It really does compromise the performance of the camera, so I don't really mind that. It doesn't get in the way. As this is a pre-release sample, I can't actually show you the camera app or any shots taken from the phone. That'll be coming in my full review at a later date. Now on the inside, this is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which is a great chip and actually quite a considerable upgrade even over the basic Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which came out at the beginning of the year, which isn't the end of the world, but it just means this may not have quite the cutting edge chip that it does right now as I'm recording this, when it actually comes out in the UK and Europe. Now interestingly, the external screen is actually a higher spec. We get 120Hz and also 1200 nits of brightness, whereas on the inside, it's only 90Hz with 800 nits of max brightness. And in terms of eye comfort, both screens are equipped with a 1920Hz PWM dimming tech, which reduces screen flickering and helps to reduce eye strain. So we have a fingerprint reader, we have face unlocking, and as I say, this is running Magic OS 7 software, which is a pre-release. I can't really do anything else except swipe around a little bit. Even that may be too much, and they could be knocking on my door to take this away from me. Hopefully they don't, but this is a very, very early release of Magic OS 7. Some very cool features being added, which hopefully I'll be able to cover in my full review. But for now, that's pretty much all I can show you of the software. So the tagline for this phone is Unfold Your Magic. And it really is kind of special actually. 5,000 mAh battery, incredibly thin light, lightest on the market for a folding phone. Looks good, feels good. I love the fact that we have this wider cover screen as well. And while I haven't been able to test the cameras or run the performance benchmarks I would usually do in a full review, first impressions are really positive actually. Now I don't know pricing, that is obviously very important. Generally with Honor devices, they are a little bit more affordable, a bit more competitive than some of the other brands. And the best bit is, unlike the original Magic V, which came out earlier this year and was a China exclusive, this will be coming out to more markets, including the UK, early next year. But in the meantime, let me know what you make of this in the comments below. Would you be tempted to pick one up? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here. Well, not here in Hawaii, probably back at the studio, in the rain in England, right here on the Tech Chat.